On this day, way back in 1860, in a small Illinois town called Salem, the boy Orator was born. And that probably doesn't mean a lot to you, and that's fair. But if you were to go back 100 years and say the term boy Orator, everyone would know exactly who you were talking about. You see, the boy Orator was William Jennings Bryan, one of the most important American politicians of the early 20th and late 19th centuries, and he's one of my favorite people to research. William Jennings Bryan was monumentally important to democratic and national politics at large. Of course, born in Illinois, he would later go into the House at a very young age in 1890, and he would become the youngest ever person nominated on a major party ticket. He was just 36 years old when nominated for the Democratic nomination in 1896. The way he did it was by giving a speech at the DNC that year called the Cross of Gold speech. Now, it was generally about the difference between monetary policy and free silver and free gold. None of that really matters, but the speech was so important, so violent, and its rhetoric so powerful that he brought the entire convention up to their feet, and they nominated him right then and there. Bryan was a populist. It was a very new thing, especially in the late 19th century, to be left-wing, and Bryan was one of the first left-wing candidates, bringing it right into the mainstream of the two major political parties, the Democrats versus the Republicans. Now, Bryan did not win in 1896, but he ran again in 1900 and lost again in 1900. He didn't run in 1904, but considered it, and then ran again for a third time in 1908 with the Democrats. He lost again for a third time with the Democrats. It became quite a funny thing to say that William Jennings Bryan was always going to lose. In fact, his opponent in 1908, William Howard Taft, said, "Vote for me now because you can vote for Bryan anytime." Bryan would later on become a very important sort of party leader in the Democratic Party, continually choosing the next candidate. But by the time we get to the 1920s, he's getting a little older. He's no longer the boy he once was. And then he fell into the Scopes monkey trial, arguing that evolution didn't exist, and then he died. Again, fascinating guy.